I think most marketers, when they look at buyer personas, they look at data, and data is very important, but they often look at demographic data, right? And it's often, that. I'll give you an example. I don't know if it answers your question, but I'm going to go into it anyway.
Go for it.
So we had this marketing agency that, they were kind of a middleman. So their clients were our clients, and they gave us these buyer personas, and it was all based on it was all demographic information, but they went really overboard as well of storytelling. Storytelling.
Take a drink.
Yeah, take a drink. This guy would go so over the top of here's a buyer persona. Meet Jane Smith. Every morning she'd leaf through the Guardian while drinking Earl Grey before going to drop off her kids, and it's literally 4 pages of this fictitious character, right?
Yeah.
Because, but it's how as a copywriter and a content strategist, it doesn't help us at all. In fact, it kind of hinders what we're doing, because it's just creating this fictional. Well, how would that help if I get so obsessed with writing for Jane Smith, then I'm ignoring everyone else. So when looking at it in terms of buying insights, instead of what's a day in the life of Jane Smith, you should be looking at what's the day in the life of this person when they're considering buying from you. And when I say a day, it might be a day, it might be an hour, it might be 3 years. And generally the way we split up buyer personas is not based on where they live, or let's put all of them in that country and then we'll create content for them, or from that size company, because you might find out that your buyers from this smaller size company and larger size company from these 10 different countries all go through the exact same journey and they all give the same answers. So they should all be one buyer persona. And the copy you create for them should be the same. What's the point in really, when it comes to content and copy, what's the point in changing it just because they're in a different country? If they go through that same process, you know how to manipulate them into kind of...
Do you not think that different marketers have different nuances? Someone from Germany will have a completely different idea of what persuades them to someone in the UK and vice versa, and so on and so forth.
I beg to differ. I think everyone's got basic pain points. Like if you're selling B2B, you want to make them look good at their job and make their lives easier. So that's all I'm selling them. It's like, you'll look good at your next meeting if you use my client's software or whatever. B2C is slightly more complex, but there's a Robert Kiyosaki thing of God, sex and money, right? This will make you money. This will help you with well-being, spiritualism or whatever, or this will find you the perfect partner or whatever, status, etc. There's basic human
it's cultural nuances, cultural sort of behaviour tactics.
And I do agree with that. I think you need to sort of package it in a certain way, and I think that's fine. If I were marketing my client services in Germany, I'd find a German copywriter, not just a translator. I mean, that's the side discussion. I think people make big mistakes when going into other markets and go, oh, I've got a great translation company. Yeah, but is a translator a 50-year-old German woman who's bilingual and you're hitting up German kids? Well, that's not going to be right. So you need the copywriter there. But I think actually the whole persona thing, creative masturbation was coming in my head again, Jane reading The Guardian. What I want to know is what keeps Jane awake at 3 a.m, what's her pain point? And in terms of the customer journey, I entirely agree with that, you draw it out, but sometimes I just shove them through my funnel, right? Marketing's about selling the next step. So what's the outcome? They're going to buy. Okay, so they're going to click on this ad on Facebook, they're going to go to this landing page, download this lead magnet, get nurtured on this sequence. And also, I don't want every single person doing it. Well, I do, but it's not going to happen, right? As long as it fits within the conversion funnel, i.e. we know that 1% of people will end up buying. That's okay if it fits within the cost per acquisition. It's all drawn out on a numbers game. So
he loves numbers.
He likes numbers.
He's a numbers guy.
Yeah, well, this is it.
It's what's going to influence them at the end of the day. What's that one thing that's going to hook them to push them down that funnel as you talk about, which leads quite nicely onto that next question of,
Can I just get back to your last, loop back to your point with the nuances. I do agree that there may well and often will be cultural nuances, but what I'm saying is you find the nuances by doing this process, and what you might find, as opposed to what most marketers I think assume, is that actually, oh hang on, I've got this German audience and French and whatever. Actually, really, that journey and those perceived barriers and the factors there and the benefits are all the same. So let's group them together. If you realise that your German audience and French audience, for example, if their answers to those questions are different, then they should be separated. But I think that process, you understand how many buyers you have, and it shouldn't just be demographic data. It should be what's going on in.
It's also historic.
Here.
It's also historic data as well, isn't it? It's not looking just purely at the buyer persona, which I totally agree. I think you have to understand that the entire process. I think the other side of the story is very much looking at. Where's the historic site data what are the historic campaigns look like? What has worked, what hasn't worked for them? And then being able to package that in a way that makes sense across the board. Because at the end of the day, it's what influences them, whether it's from a demographic all the way through to site conversion and traffic.
Yeah.